I will share with you my day today. It was a good day, rather unusual. During the pandemic, we pretty much stayed throughout the pandemic in self-imposed quarantine. Sometimes not entirely self-imposed, but mostly self-imposed. And there are reasons for that. I'm not going to go into them right now, but it simply means that for a year and a half or so, I pretty much didn't go anywhere. I never ate at restaurants or never had a haircut, professional haircut. And of course, there was no touring, no traveling of any kind. But today we had to travel to Miami, which is about 3.5 hours drive one way, and we returned back home all in one day without staying overnight. So it was somewhat unusual because we had to we had to go and communicate with people and go into the to the places and drive and be out and somewhat functioning, I suppose, which I'm not used to. I'm used to functioning, but not during the pandemic. So I will share with you this day. Some of these videos I was taken in a car, and they're really dark and really noisy, and but it is a video diary. It's not a professional video, and it's something I want to remember, and perhaps you will find it also somewhat interesting. So, and here it goes from the beginning. So today we are going to travel to Miami, and it is very early in the morning. I had to get up at 3:45, so I'm not fully awake, and we have to drive to Miami, which is about 3.5 hours, to get new passports for international travel. So, because we lost the old ones, and now during the pandemic it is much more complicated to get passports done. So we're traveling, and it's still dark outside. Here is my backpack. It's actually a very small backpack, but it has everything I need. I don't know if we will be able to do everything in one day, because we also need to go to the bronze foundry with which I work in Miami, to work and hopefully finish and pick up one of my latest sculptures. So it's going to be a long day between driving and the passport office and bronze foundry. So I don't know if we will be able to do everything in one day and return. We would like to not stay in a hotel because of the pandemic, and we'll see. If it becomes too much, then we'll have to stay in the hotel. And right now Rafael is driving. When he gets tired, I will drive. I have with me, I always put with me too much work. I have some editing to do. So here is a book I'm editing. I have also some music sketches. I have my diary. And here we have all the food that we may need. And I also have a video player. So, and I have some really good DVDs. I have some films. I have Lindenstrasse, a series which I'm watching in German, and I also have, I'm supposed to have a German conversation in German with one of my friends from Austria to practice speaking German. So I'm going to do it in a couple of hours. So it's going to be hopefully easy and interesting trip, and I hope we can accomplish everything we're supposed to accomplish today. So I'll continue a little bit later. And this is Lindenstrasse. This is from year 2000, and Lindenstrasse is one of the longest television series in Germany, and I'm watching it from the beginning, from 1986, I think. Well, I'm not watching it from 1986, but the show starts in 1986, and it's very. I find it very good for my German to study the language, and it's very much everyday German. So we're preparing to go and get our passports done. So keeping fingers crossed.
Okay.
So we were just at the passport office getting new passports, and have to go back there at 1 o'clock. And now, while we wait, we are going to the bronze foundry that I'm working with to hopefully pick up my latest bronze sculpture and see if there is any last work needs to be done and to do it. So I'm very excited to see the sculpture because of the pandemic we couldn't I was not there for more than a year, so it's been a long time in making, and finally I will hopefully pick it up today. So that's where we are traveling right now.
Would you stop filming me, please?
But you're so handsome.
I am a private personality.
But you're so handsome.
I want to work in the backstage, not in the front stage. Okay, forget it. If you're gonna continue doing this, I am going to quit.
I'm just enjoying embarrassment.
Something like this.
Well, it's actually better than I thought. So this is my latest sculpture, bronze sculpture called Totentanz, the Dance of Death, and it is from the Music on Bronze series. As you can see, there is music engraved in the bronze. And it was a little bit difficult to photograph in the studio because it is so busy. So we finished with the bronze foundry, and I'm very excited about the sculpture. I think it's coming really well. There was one detail in the patina that I wanted to change, so unfortunately we couldn't pick it up because it was not possible to do it today, but it is pretty much ready otherwise, so I should receive it soon. And it's pretty much finished. It's just adjusting patina in one spot. So that was very successful, and we talked about my next sculpture, which is there. It's not ready yet. There is only a mold, but hopefully we can make some progress with that also. And now we are going back to the passport office to pick up passports, and I very much hope they are ready because we need them today, and that's why we came to Miami. So far so good, and Miami traffic is always a little bit nerve-wracking, but it is an exciting city. And it was quite interesting actually to be in the passport office. Had some trouble with masks. We were wearing double masks, and it was a little bit difficult, but it is worth it because of the Delta variant right now in Florida. So, but now we continue driving, and hopefully we'll find some place to have a lunch because our passports are still not ready, and we need to wait at least 1 hour, and hopefully we can get some lunch in the meantime. So we just returned home from the drive, and it was actually much easier day than I anticipated. So I'm right now in a hammock back home, and I'm very impressed that we could have our passports the same day done, and it's really amazing in terms of lack of bureaucracy. So I think if people complain that there is bureaucracy in the United States, they really don't know how good we have here. And living in different countries, I have experienced plenty of different types of bureaucracy, including in America. But just the fact that it's possible to have your passport done, we lost our passports, and do it in one day, and during the pandemic, not just any time, but during the pandemic, when everything is so much more difficult, and of course we had to do it in person. Normally you can replace your passport by mail, but we had to come there in person. There was little swearing in ceremony, declaring that yes, it's my application and it's my passport, and I am who I say I am, and which was kind of nice. So it took us about half an hour in the morning, just going there, and then it took maybe 45 minutes in the afternoon. So it was amazingly efficient, I would say. And We had a good drive. So Rafael was driving on the way to Miami, and I drove probably half of the way back because he was tired. So, but in any case, we've been in a car for about 8 to 9 hours today, maybe more. We left at around 4:45 in the morning, and right now I can't even see what time it is now, but I think it's around 7:30 in the evening. But I didn't expect that we would be back so soon. I thought we would not make it back until possibly until tomorrow if we're too tired. And the other thing I'm really excited is seeing my sculpture because I went to a foundry that I work with, and I couldn't come there for almost more than a year since pandemics. So I had two new bronze sculptures that I was working on, but I couldn't work on them, and so one piece was pretty much finished. I mean, it was finished. It just I wanted to change patina of the piece, and it could not have been done today. But I left instructions or discussions how I see it, so it can be actually done right now. It can be finished, and hopefully I will have it soon. And then I made some plans for the other sculpture as well, and some of the older sculptures that I have molds for. So that was successful too. And then during the ride, I actually talked to several people, which was also a big success for me because I don't like talking on the phone. I rarely talk, and actually I think I talk more when I'm in the car. But yeah, so I practiced my German, which I'm learning. So I spoke for 1 hour with a friend from Vienna, and I spoke with a friend from London, and somebody else. So it was a very active day. If I have more than one call per day, that's very active calling day for me. So anyway, and now we are back, and I just had a short swim in the pool, and finally we had something to eat. We had some snacks on the road, few links. Actually, we'll talk about it later. But very happy to be back home, and after a successful day.